What is going on, everybody? My name is Zane. As always, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, turn the notification bell on, and all that good stuff. Anyways, this is going to be a different type of video, as you can maybe already tell from the title, but this video is going to be based on the top 5 best tips that I can possibly give anybody for being a better jungler. I want to give you guys a different kind of video from all the other guides. This might be a bit refreshing. Just giving you guys, in my opinion, the top 5 reasons why you might not be doing so well and things you can always improve on. Even I can improve on some of these things. So let's get right into number 1, which is never leave your jungle for too long. You do not want to be out of your jungle on the map. Basically, don't be like another support. You don't want to be fighting too much. You don't want to be trying to get those towers really badly to the point where you're leaving your jungle up for 1, 2, 3 minutes and they can just come in and take it. Or if they don't take it, you're going to be falling behind in gold anyways, because you are not farming your jungle. If anything, you're just getting lane gold and XP from your side laners, and overall you're not going to get as fed and carry the game as you would like to. So you cannot stay outside of your jungle for too long. Also, if you stay out of your jungle for too long, if you're not even at the dragon, say the enemy team gets a dragon and they can go right into your jungle and get that buff. So you always just want to be kind of conscious of where your buffs are, what the timers are at, and you do not want to let them get invaded so easily. You always want to be just farming. Guys, also don't be too afraid to share some lane XP and gold with your side laners. I do this all the time. Don't be afraid to do it, even if they yell at you a little bit. Like, I don't get yelled at really, but I don't know if they just know me, but they're generous with that. So yeah, don't be afraid to take a little bit of extra gold from your side lanes, because they've been nerfing jungle gold, guys. We know this. Patch after patch, they've been giving jungle less gold while they've been buffing side lane and mid lane gold. So it's kind of harder on us now to get as fed as we want to be. So to counteract that, we kind of need to be taking a little bit of gold from everywhere else around the map, be it whether it's the enemy's jungle or our side lanes minion waves. So anyways, number 2 is look at the lane matchups. Do I have an Omen on my team who can just ult the enemy laner at level 4 and that's a free kill for me? Are my lanes countered, or do I have winning matchups? Just again, like Omen vs Superman. A lot of people think that the Omen counters Superman, so if that's the case, then you're going to be wanting to stay a while on your Omen side. Guys, Omen is such a free kill. If you have an Omen on your team, it's so easy to just start your buff, your level 1 buff, near the Abyssal side, and then you're going to work your way up to the other buff, and then you're going to end up ganking the Darkslayer laner, which could be the Omen. You want to stay around there. You could just get Sentinel, clear mid lane, and by the time you go back up to top or either go back to Dragon, first make sure they're not doing Dragon, but guys, it's so good to camp around the Omen's lane. Always so good. But also, guys, you do not want to be spending all your time on side lanes. Like, sure, the Omen is good, but guys, you need that vision control in mid. You need that bush control. That's very important, so your mid can rotate. So usually around 2 minutes or minute 30, when I'm done with my jungle clear, I will go to my mid lane and I will clear the wave with the mid laner and then rotate to either the Sentinel and clear that, or wait around in the Dragon, get vision, and then clear that very fast as soon as it spawns, because they could just be on the Sentinel while we are taking the Dragon, and we do not want that. So yeah, just the overall thing, to look at the lane matchups. You do not want to spend all your time on the side lanes, though. Just always be conscious of where you are on the map. Again, don't spend too much time on all 3 lanes. You want to be going back in your jungle, like I mentioned in the tip 1. Okay, on to the 3rd tip, which is always ask yourself, what am I doing next? This will help you get into a good habit of always knowing what to do. I'm a pro, and my teammates, they noticed that I never really talked at first in voice comms. So my mid laner, KZ Fox, he would counteract this by saying, okay, Zane, what next? What next? And it made me uncomfortable. It put me on the spot to force me to say what I wanted to do, because I didn't really know. It was like, when he would ask, okay, Zane, what are we doing next? I would have to look around. I'd be like, oh, I wasn't really thinking about that. Let me go check around the map. And it's like, oh, we can get this tower. So by doing that, and asking yourself that, you can put your own self on the spot and make yourself think, oh, I wasn't really thinking about that. What can I do here to get objectives? And this will, I swear, guys, this is probably the biggest tip on this list. Just always ask yourself what's next. You never want to be just lingering around, you know, sitting in bushes, getting vision, just like wishy-washy, not really knowing what to do. Especially like after team fights, after even a solo kill on like if you just get a quick gank on the side lane, okay, what next? Do we want to go for the tower? Are they defending under the tower? Do we just want to go for the dragon that's right here while they clear the wave that's under the tower? So, you know, you always just want to be having that idea. You always want to be asking yourself, okay, guys, what am I doing next in this match? I swear, guys, that if you do that perfectly, you will become insanely better at AoV. You will notice the improvements if you guys stick to these tips. The fourth tip is also very huge, and it's tracking the enemy jungler. I mentioned this in my Zephy's video a little bit yesterday, but I really didn't have the free time like I do today to go over the very specific meaning of how I knew where that Wukong was at all times. So to start this kind of process, first you need to know what side they start on in their jungle. This is very easy. Either your support could check for you, but if your support doesn't really get the vision on level 1 to see what side they start on, you could always just see what lane they gank. You know, if they're going to be ganking your top lane, that means that they started on their blue side. If they're going to be ganking your bot lane, that means they started on their red, because they're going to be working down. Like, that's how the jungle clear works. So again, if they clear blue, they will end up at top. If they clear red first, they will end up at bot. So knowing this, you could really do some pretty sweet things, like, let's say I'm versus an enemy jungler and the dragon's bot, okay? And he ends up bot at 2 minutes. My mid laner dies, so I know that I can't win the dragon fight because it's going to be a 3v4, excluding the 2 Darkslayer laners. So it's going to be a 3v4 drag, and unless they're very low, I'm not going to win that. So I'm going to take my knowledge of the enemy jungler starting at his red buff, walking down bot, and starting that drag, and I'm just going to trade my buff I'm going to trade his buff for a dragon, and maybe I'll clear the entire side if the Darkslayer laner does not notice. I hope that makes sense, because that's very important. You know, like at 2 minutes, you want to be looking around for opportunities to trade if you know that you cannot win a dragon fight. Usually I like to do this versus Maraud's. Like, really, it's kind of hard to win a level 2 dragon fight versus Maraud's, because they can just use their dashes in, you know, stack off on their own jungle, and then use their ultimate and punish, and it's very hard to out-punish a Maraud when he's dealing all that crazy damage with his ult. You really never know what's a good time, but he's always knowing, like, okay, he can see the ticks and stuff like that. So usually versus Maraud's I'll do this, but really any jungler it's good versus. So yeah. Also, this is good for knowing, say you guys do the drag first, and you know that the let's say the it's reversed, okay, and their jungler ganked your top lane, right? And you ended up and you started blue side, so you both started blue, so you ended up on different sides of the map, okay? So you are going to be ending up on the drag, which is bot. Let's say you take the drag, but also their enemy jungler can get the top tower, and now the top tower is gone on your side, and the dragon is also going your way. So in that aspect, it's kind of traded, but if you guys remembered, the enemy jungler started blue. That's the only reason he went top lane. So you could invade their side of the blue as soon as you finish that dragon, because what it's likely to do is that they will do the same, or if they don't do the same, actually, like let's say the enemy jungler got very low diving that top tower and had to back. Now you can go into his jungle knowing that he started blue, pick up the free blue, pick up the camps, whatever you want to do around there, and just get it all for free. And by the time the enemy jungler realizes it's too late, you're already gone, you're already back to farming your own blue side and rotating down all over again through your own jungle. So again, it's very important to be tracking the enemy jungler at all times. Also, you can do this even after 2 minutes if you just always know. Like, let's continue with that scenario. Let's say, okay, I invaded their blue just now after we did that dragon, so we know the Maraud's going to end up just walking over to his red side if there's no camps on his blue, of course. So then he's going to be ganking top again. And it's just always stuff that you could be doing in your head and be like, okay, the Murad left. Where could he be if I don't see him? Oh, he's probably around top side of mid waiting for a gank, or he's going back into his blue side jungle just waiting for it all to spawn. Again, you always just need to be having an eye on their enemy jungler, knowing where he is roughly at all times. I'm able to do this very well, but again, it takes a lot of practice. Like a lot of ranked games just thinking about this. There's a lot to say. But tip number 5, guys, now that we have discussed tracking the enemy jungler, I hope that gives you guys a bit of insight into what I was kind of teasing you guys about with the Zephy's video yesterday, because now I have a lot more free time to tell you guys about all that. And tip number 5, guys, very simple, just have fun playing AoV. You know, I realize I'm doing my best when I'm having fun. If I'm not having fun, how am I going to be doing good and carrying people in this game? I can't. You know, this was a bit of a struggle for me. I used to play Mobile Legends before. That was always really fun to me, and I feel like that was one of the reasons why I became so good at that game. I just loved playing Mobile Legends. I could play it all day. I could get 20 stars a day because the queues were a lot faster there than AoV, but again, same idea. I just loved it so much, and that's why I kind of rose to the top. And it's kind of the same way AoV. You know, I had a little bit of ups and downs with liking this game or not, but generally I am enjoying it very much in this game. Making content for you guys, I'm loving that. I'm loving the benefits that actually doing this content is giving me in my pro games, like in the Valor series. I think that I can shot call much better now because I am reviewing a lot of my games and just noticing a lot of my mistakes. Guys, if you've been watching, my Lindis is a complete animal in Valor series. It's very fun. I hope you guys can watch me in Valor series. Really, I would invite you all to come. It is a really fun time. I'll definitely put on a show for anyone that tries to come. But anyways, guys, that's it for the top 5 most good, like the overall top 5 tips I would give to anybody trying to learn jungle. These would be the 5. Again, guys, this is from the #1 ranked in North America, telling you guys how to jungle. These are the top 5 picks. I've got how many games unranked? Let's see. Guys, I have 3,000 games unranked. And after all those 3,000 games, these are my top 5 list. So I hope you guys can pay attention to these, practice them, and just bring your gameplay to the next level. Alright guys, that's it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you all tomorrow in the next video. Peace out.
Yeah.